What's up everybody, it's KelseeBrianaJai here with a review, swatches, and a tutorial using the new Urban Decay Heavy Metals Metallic Eyeshadow Palette. I got this palette from Ulta when it released and I'm excited to share it with you guys because Urban Decay is one of those brands that I've used since my childhood. Like, me and Urban Decay go way back. My first palette that I ever bought was an Urban Decay palette. So this palette released online on October 15th and it's coming to all stores on October 29th. And the details of this palette says that it is a heavy metal metallic eyeshadow palette. It's a Shadow Mayhem in a crushed metal case. This limited edition palette is loaded with 20 of Urban Decay's most amped up metallic shadows yet, and every single one is new and exclusive. So let me go ahead and show you guys the packaging. This is the box. Very rock and roll, very heavy metal, reminiscent. You know, Urban Decay is very much so a rock star brand. If you guys remember Urban Decay from the 90s, then you would know Urban Decay is like really an out there edgy brand. It says inject your look with a hit of glam rock for daytime or go full on metal for a night out. From standout jewel tones like Amp and Twisted to flattering neutrals like Demo and After Party. This palette has everything you need to create endless metallic looks and is all organized by color, brights on the left and neutrals on the right. So here's the palette. It's so pretty. Like, look at this palette. How pretty is this? So it's like it's scrunched up. You know how you take off like packaging and you kind of pull it down? The end of it is like scrunched up like that, and then it's a metallic purple. It's really hard for companies to sell me with packaging alone. Urban Decay has been doing that. Like, I've been really getting finessed by packaging. So I'm reading the details and it says this killer lavender case has a crushed metal effect on one end, kind of like you smashed it while rocking out, like basically like a true rock star. It slides out. You have to press it here and it slides out, and then you are presented with one side of eyeshadows, which is the neutrals, and it has a mirror in the middle. Then on the other side, we have the really bright eyeshadows. A lot of people are complaining about the packaging because number one, is bulky. A lot of you might be new to makeup, so you may not know. Urban Decay was never known for their sleek and dainty packaging. Like, if you go back a few years, look up like the Book of Shadows, look up like the Urban Decay NYC eyeshadow palette, and Urban Decay used to give us these thick eyeshadow palettes. So this is like an ode to their former selves. So like I said, you push the eyeshadow palette out and you have this mirror here. A lot of people have been complaining about the mirror because they feel like it's not very functional. I think that something that they could have done to make this eyeshadow palette a little bit more user-friendly is possibly put like a little kickstand on the back so it'll stand up like a picture frame. But other than that, I think the packaging is pretty. I personally use my eyeshadow palettes like lying down. I have my own mirror that I use and work out of, so the packaging is not a problem for me. The eye look that I created today is primarily out of the softer side, the more neutral side, and I didn't do my complete eye look from this eyeshadow palette, which that's been a really heated debate in the makeup community right now. Are you okay with not being able to do a look in its entirety from one eyeshadow palette? And honestly, I don't know how the makeup culture got to this point where they are so dependent on being able to do an entire look out of one eyeshadow, but I'm ready for that to be over because we have so much makeup. Like, if you are in the beauty community and you consistently purchase things, you have so much makeup. So it's not like you have to be dependent on one eyeshadow palette. You go back and look at classic Urban Decay products like the Vice 1 palette, the Alice in Wonderland palette, any eyeshadow palette that they created before like 2013, with the exception of the Naked palette. It didn't have any matte eyeshadows in there. So it hasn't been a problem until now. Sometimes you need eyeshadow palettes to give you a pop, to give you a sense of individuality, because who wants to keep purchasing an eyeshadow palette with 35 million neutral eyeshadows in there? Yes, they're essential eyeshadows. Yes, we've elevated our makeup game. However, at this point, we don't need any more basic eyeshadows. We need more stuff like this. As soon as we come to terms with that, the sooner makeup companies will get the message and we'll be back to getting more unique and original products, which is what I fell in love with in the first place. Now, this eyeshadow palette retails for $55. There are 20 eyeshadows in here, and each eyeshadow contains 0.8 grams of product or 0.03 ounces of product. I think that this eyeshadow palette is pretty wearable. It has the neutral side, and then it has the fun side, so if you want a pop of color, you have it. And then you have like the more bronze and coppery, more warm tone neutral colors. I think the eyeshadows in this palette reminds me a lot of old school Urban Decay. So I mean that in two different ways. So for one, back in the day, like Urban Decay used to be the bee's knees when it came to eyeshadow. So they killed it. So it's like an old school shimmery eyeshadow. I didn't have a ton of fallout. These blended well, but in today's era where we are bombarded with like the duochromes and like the super smooth metallic eyeshadows, these aren't that way on their own. You'll have to use another agent to get them to be super metallic and super metal. So I used Fix Plus on a few of the shades that I put on my lid to further intensify them, but by themselves they're a little soft, so you'll have to build them up. But if you spray Fix Plus or have like some type of mixing medium, you're going to get it to be a little bit more amped up. So that's something that you may want to think about. But I think the color selection in here is really pretty. Is this palette super unique in my collection? No. But is it a welcome addition? Yes. It's one of my favorite layouts for eyeshadow palettes for holiday 2017. I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. Just looking at it, it makes me excited to do my makeup. I love the way they organize the eyeshadows. I feel like it's in a manner that makes sense. Classic Urban Decay eyeshadow formula. If you're a fan of Urban Decay eyeshadows, especially their shimmery eyeshadows, you're gonna love it. So those are my thoughts on the palette. I think that it's a buy, especially if you're giving it as a gift, like for the person who doesn't have a whole lot of eyeshadows. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the swatches of this eyeshadow palette. That way you can see all of the colors in action. And then following that, I'm going to jump into this demonstration where I show you this super simple eye look that I did. So enjoy. my basic eye look going on, I used my Viseart Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. The first thing that I'm going to take is the color Twisted. I am going to apply this on my inner tear duct and blend it over. So that's a little bit more of a muted color than I thought that it was going to turn out like. So I'm going to dip back into that color, tap off the excess, and let's spread it with some Fix Plus. Okay, that makes it more intense. I'm not going to take it all the way on the lid. I'm going to stop about right here. And using the same brush, I'm going to take the color Starfire. And I'm going to pack that on my lid. So again, I'm going to leave a little bit of space here. Now I'm going to dip into the color Base using the same brush. And to finish off the look, I'm going to apply this color in the space that we left open and blend it over to the color that I already had applied down in my outer corner. And then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and go over the edge of all of that just to make sure that it's blended. So now what I'm going to do is finish off the rest of my face, and I'll come back here and we can finish off the eye look. Let's finish off the lower lash line. Taking a Wayne Goss 07 brush, I'm going to take the color After Party. Always make sure you connect it to the top. Always. I'm just going to wipe off the brush just a little bit. I'm going to go back with the first color, Twisted. And that's it. Really simple, pretty eye. Lots of bronze and coppers, but then also you have the option of going into the other side and using the more bold colors. You know what you guys think about this look and eyeshadow palette down in the comment section. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Very important. And if you're already subscribed and you miss videos from me every now and again, make sure you click that bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Smooches. Bye.